Very difficult to shuffle these, but it's worth it. The Oculi Occultati Tarot that I'm using as a special treat for the year reading. Thank you to the brilliant Radomil Boguslavsky for this, the most beautiful tarot in the world. Let's see what it has to say to us on New Year of 2023. Well, let's have a look. Death card, reversed moon, reversed Queen of Batons, Ten of Cups. And ladies and gentlemen, this is my issue and advice spread. This is the issue. And these three cards are advice from the guides or the universe or whatever you want to call it. And my first impression is that this is a fairly straightforward message. This is our issue, the death card. And what can I say? We live clearly in interesting times. We live clearly in unstable times. You don't need me to tell you that. And in a sense, you don't need me to tell you that we are going through a death or a series of deaths. Death in the tarot is change and transformation, but it can sometimes mean change and transformation which feels like a death. And it can also mean that certain things must die for other things to be reborn, or a certain state has to die for other things to be reborn. Like, you could die as a single person and be reborn as a married person. So, we bear in mind that death is a metaphor for change. Now, the changes signified by the death card could be difficult changes. And it could be change that feels like a death. So, we're going through difficult times. And the real question is, what do the cards have to say to us by way of support, advice, encouragement? Okay, well, whenever I see the reversed moon card, I think to myself, okay, sure, it's a testing time. You can't really avoid that with the moon card, but perhaps we don't have to go through it alone, Loneliness is a real feature of the moon card, but maybe if it's reversed, we don't have to go through this alone. So look around for partnerships, look around for support, and also look around and see if there's anything that you could do to make other people feel more comfortable, to make other people feel more supported or stronger or less anxious. Or if there are people in real need who are close to you or in your environment, maybe there are really solid ways of helping. Now, interesting to get a court card in the advice position for a general reading. Now, I'm not reading for one person here, so this is nobody's mother-in-law, is it? It's the Queen of Batons, so it's the energy of the Queen of Batons. Now, Batons are a charming bunch, but they're fiery and they're on the selfish side, I would say. They are interested in pushing through their agendas. And I feel that the appearance of the Queen here reversed is to just suggest to us that this is not perhaps the best way of approaching 2023. As a thrusting, selfish, assertive person. Now, there's nothing wrong with having a career and there's nothing wrong with having an agenda. But I think the feeling here is, the question here is, what's our style going to be this year in the way we operate? And so I would say soft pedal on the fieriness. Well, the Queen actually, even more than the King, because she's adaptable, because she's water of fire, she's a kind of like, what's the word? She's one of those people who can run around and be in all different sorts of places at once and really make sure she gets her way. This is a woman who never takes her eye off the ball and gets what she wants. So maybe not an energy to aspire to this year. And there is a rainbow at the end of the reading here. We've got the Ten of Cups and this traditional Pamela flourish of the rainbow here in Radomil's card. We have a couple of guys under a rainbow, and there is a message of happiness, and there is a message of dreams come true in that card. So I think no matter how bad things get, that's a sign that there are better times ahead, and there is happiness in the future. Let's see what my weather forecast spread says about that. Okay, 12 card weather forecast reading for 2023 for anyone who happens to be watching. Let's just look at the upright major arcanas and aces here. And I will get rid of all the ones that aren't. Okay, well, that's quite interesting. We've got a confirmation of what I said in the last spread about partnership. We've got the 7th house aspected. Now, as you know from my weather forecast spreads, I don't particularly read these cards. I'm just asking the tarot to give us indication of what the weather's going to be like. So forewarned is forearmed throughout 2023, the parts of our lives that we should keep an eye on. And we have here the 7th house of partnership. So really very much what I just said in the first 4-card reading. Do it through cooperation. Get through this year on cooperation. You know, as I've said before, if you have a partner, look after your partner. If you don't and you're interested, give it some time. If you don't and you're happy, single, look for other ways of just cooperating with people, with or without it being emotional or about affection, but just this idea of coming together and making each other stronger, I think will be important in this year. Interestingly enough, we've got the 10th house. Now, that's classically the house of career, isn't it? That's the Capricorn house. I think maybe we have to be quite serious and realistic how we're going to survive in 2023. I don't think it's a year of play. I don't think it's particularly a year of going inside and really making personal development your top priority. I think it's going to be important to face the world and to face questions like, how am I going to become stable in the world? How am I going to have a position? How am I going to have a niche so that I can support myself and my loved ones, and so that I can survive in these very unstable times? That's all that the weather forecast has shown us. I wish you all a very happy new year and look forward to seeing you in my videos for the coming year. I'm going to be releasing videos, if I can manage it, once a week. If anything occurs to you about the year ahead, or if anything pops up relating to this reading, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next week. Okay, bye.